Throughout all through high school, people were like, oh my god, your grad year is going to be the year you guys all feel the most connected, but we've never been like this separated ever. Yeah.
You've made it. Years and years of friendships, tests, broken pencils, and countdowns to summer just to get here, grade 12. The final stretch for your lives as kids end, and the journey to becoming young adults begin. You've gotten all the hard stuff out of the way, and now you get to enjoy your final year without crippling university debt. So kick back, relax, enjoy the festivities, and soak in these glory days. Because time flies fast here at SRHS, and this will be a year to remember. But the grads of 2021 won't remember this year for their winter formal or the prom. They'll remember it instead for the social distancing, arrows on the floors, online learning, and face mask. With no hype men, assemblies, basketball games, or pep rallies, traditions are non-existent and school spirit is out the window.
Honestly, I was hopeful in September, but coming in after a while, you just kind of realize that it sucks.
It's been completely destroyed by COVID.
I was looking forward to making fun and good memories that I could hold on to for the rest of my life, but there are no good memories this year.
Coming back from spring break in second semester 2020, news of the global pandemic COVID-19 rung in the ears of students, parents, teachers, and community members alike as the coronavirus landed in North America and had begun its spread. It was only a matter of time before it reached New Brunswick, so precautionary measures were taken and schools were quickly shut down. What they were told to be a 2-week quarantine turned out to be a never-ending March break. Schools across the country would be closed until further notice.
I was super excited because I don't think anyone knew the severity of what was about to happen.
I kind of expected it to end. It didn't.
After over a month with no classes in New Brunswick, plans were put in place to have students continue their learning online over Microsoft Teams. Teachers would post files explaining what students needed to do for the day's work or upload videos of themselves teaching the class for students to watch and learn from. But the online learning plan was something that would take a toll on the student body.
Online learning I thought was pretty difficult, especially since there were days where I didn't have much motivation to do the work.
I don't live in town, so my internet's not A1 or whatever. So it was just kind of it was more like a task because it took 10 hours to do an hour worth of things. So I basically gave up on it myself. So.
I literally fell so far behind and just gave up and worked 40-hour weeks instead. I'm not kidding.
They they changed and we didn't really learn a whole lot. We didn't learn anything. I got credited in all of my courses without doing any work, so.
And it felt pointless, honestly.
If students participated in their classes by completing all the work assigned, they would be credited for that course, and if the student didn't complete everything, their transcript would say enrolled. The students were told not to worry about what would be written on their transcripts as the Minister of Education, Dominic Carty, assured them the new grading system would not affect their future. However, he was wrong. Many desirable schools like Waterloo and Dalhousie won't even consider New Brunswick students for certain programs, and even schools in NB are putting off accepting students for early admissions because of the enrolled or credit system.
2 enrolled on my transcript probably doesn't look the best at universities.
Well, my marks before the 2-week break were actually really good and probably would have got me accepted into Mount A early admissions, but now they won't accept me because my marks aren't there.
Toward the end of the longest summer ever, the district announced that students in the Anglophone South School District would be returning to a year like no other. Separated by the first letter of your last name, you would either be going on Mondays and Wednesdays with the A to Ks, or Tuesdays and Thursdays with the L to Zs, with alternating Fridays. Every day the students are in school, they are expected to wear face masks at all times, except while eating or doing physical activity, and must remain at least 6 feet apart. And when they're not in school, they are expected to participate online. Many students feel as if they're being left to teach themselves, and their work keeps piling up. Students were under the impression teachers were meant to go live or upload videos for their classes, but hardly ever do. Their grades and learning are being affected.
Teachers are encouraged to do whatever works best for them. So if you watch it live, you get it. If maybe you don't, but there's no when we did it in shutdown, there was minimal interaction, right? Students don't really want to be on camera asking questions.
Our school's not coping very well, especially when other schools in the province are getting live classes all day, every day, and we aren't.
Because I feel like you're only getting half the stuff you need to. Like on my days home, I do nothing. Honestly, I don't do anything.
The 2020-2021 workforce is going to be known for the guys that don't really know haven't got the full education.
Although the pandemic is difficult for everyone here, the grads of Sussex Regional are feeling it most. As their sports, clubs, and events are being cancelled, the end feels miles away. The students are left wondering what will be in their yearbook, what they have to look forward to, and what they'll be able to look back on in years to come. But what is the school doing to make this monumental year one they'll be able to look at in a good light?
To make it more fun, it's so hard you can't have, all the stuff we used to do, like an assembly. You make a video assembly, right, which is an attempt. You do what you can do. You don't have those interactions like you used to, which is sad, but.
Our school's trying a lot of things, but I don't think anything's helping. No one's excited to come to school. No one wants to come to school. No one's doing particularly well in school this year compared to the other years, and it's just a whole crap show. And they're trying, but they don't know what to do. The kids don't know what to do, so it's just kind of like just pushing through, just toughing it out.
For students, not only are their grades and school system failing them, but so is their mental health. Their motivation is plummeting, and for some, balancing a work life, school life, and social life is, as one student put it, dreadful. But the hardest part isn't transitioning from online to at-school learning. The hardest part is being separated from their friends.
I was most looking forward to just the day-to-day stuff, like the sitting with your friends at the bench in the mornings, or just going out to lunch with everyone. But now, you don't even see half your grad class or half your friends, even at school.
It's been a really different year for everyone for sure, and it's kind of really unfortunate that we can't all be together as a group, especially for the grads, because obviously we've all been to school together, and now that we can't, it kind of isn't really fair, but I guess it's not really fair for anyone. So.
During COVID and stuff, we followed all the procedures, haven't really hung out that much, but now it's tough because we technically can't hang out, but when everyone's at school, they can be together, and I'm on the opposite side than all my friends, so I just kind of both headphones in all day and just walk around.
I've developed strategies, especially during those months that we were at home back in June, to cope with this kind of stuff, but still it's hard to stay positive right now.
It takes me a while to get up and do schoolwork now than other years when I get home and stuff, I'd actually do schoolwork.
This year, I'm kind of sad. I'll be honest, I'm down in the dumps most days, and I know people notice it. I get asked all the time, but I think it's just because coming here is so dreadful, and I just rather be at home, in bed. It's really hard to be happy.
Unfortunately, what the grads of 2021 want, they will not get: a normal final year. The students realize that the pandemic is truly out of everyone's hands and that everyone is doing their best. Their fate and ours relies on the world healing from this virus that has affected each and every one of our lives, COVID-19. Who knows what lies ahead? So good luck, grads of 2021. You'll need it. But just remember, if you can get through this, you can get through anything.